Ich war kein Thief, football cards, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that action won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome to the Light the Torch podcast, the podcast by the fans for the fans. And today we got 4 people, and we do have a special guest here. But let me go ahead and introduce everyone so they don't feel left out first. So we have B Jones to my right. How's it going, B Jones? All right, and then of course, as you can see in my bottom right corner, we have Preston Paradise. How's it going, man?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me. Happy to be here, man.
Of course, no, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, man. And then we got Guns, the ruler of our Twitch channel. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good. One more step to a natty. We're already starting the renewal contracts with NIL over here with some of our players. So, hey. Retention is key. Some schools out here don't know that, but yes, retention is key first, and then you add on. So that's what we're trying to do here.
I heard our linebackers are pretty happy right now. We did.
There were definitely some detailed negotiations, and we were able to get that signed. So,
all right, and Sports Geek, Raul will be back. He's doing his thing right now, so he will be back. So don't worry about it. He will be here. So, but yeah. So, all right, guys. So it is week. We've gone through a full week of transfer portal now. It's been open for a week right now, right?
Yeah, about 9 days, I think. Yeah.
It feels like it's been forever though. Every day just seems to get longer and longer when it comes to thinking about the portal. So, but yeah. So before we get started here, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to both the Light the Torch podcast and Preston's show. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you, Preston.
Yeah, Preston Paradise on YouTube. Man, just all types of USC content. Try to get creative. Talk about the program. Talk about some stuff going outside the program and inside the program. So yeah, check me out on YouTube.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of good stuff over there. So definitely go ahead and give him a subscribe. And so. Really quick before we get started as well, I do want to say a special thanks to our members. Preston Paradise, of course, is one of our members. We really appreciate you. Christian Ragland, Paul Jones, and Bernardino Vega. So this whole episode really is going to be about transfer portal updates. So, Guns, give us the update of what's been going on lately.
The staff is definitely, getting a lot of visits out there. We had, from my understanding, 3 D linemen visiting today. We had 2 visiting yesterday. And yes, real quick, Trojan Blade, we'll get into some discussions on trying to keep you long. I don't know if you noticed, but the usage has been going up lately. But anyway, we've had 5 D linemen on campus, this week so far from our media people and insiders. So, hopefully we can, get, 1 to 2 to sign. I know there's silver out there. It sounds like, North Carolina might get a visit. I'm not sure. I know the schools aren't waiting in general for him. So I'm not sure what's going on with that particular situation. We've had a punter just commit to us, a big time punter. I don't have the full details because it actually just popped up in here recently for me. So we got that, and then a running back out of New Mexico, played actually high school ball here in Arizona. And over 1,000 rushing yards, can catch a little bit out of the backfield, can block. I think the big thing is the blocking, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's something that we were probably lacking going forward. But That's kind of a quick little summary of the last few days.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 147 carries for 1,063 yards, and he averaged 7.2 yards per carry. So that's really good. That definitely sounds like Woody Marks right there for us. But he had 9 touchdowns, so he caught a few he caught 15 receptions out of the backfield. So I'm sure that's going to skyrocket. But yeah. One thing I do want to ask you guys and the chat as well. What's one thing you would change about Lincoln Riley and how he has commanded this USC squad here? So give us one thing. It can't be just like some broad thing like, everything about him. Just one thing that you think would be a massive improvement for this team. So we'll get you guys' response at the end of this episode after we talk about everything from the transfer portal. But we do have an update as well. We have a new offensive line coach, and that is Zach Hansen, and that's Annie Hansen's husband, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about? What do you think about his promotion, Preston?
I like it. What was an offensive lineman in college, correct? Played the position and might have also coached it at the college level.
Also,
yeah. So that's good. And look at the tight ends that we brought in. The last few years, some big time great athletes. So, guys got a mouthpiece on him. He's got some game. He knows how to bring in the good recruits, great athletes. So if he can bring in some highly talented guys, that play offensive tackle or interior offensive line, maybe a center, that'd be fantastic. Seems like a good recruiter. So yeah, happy that he's the guy. He's already in the program, so that's also a bonus.
Yeah, he knows the offense. B. Jones, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, same. You see, he's proven himself, man. You see how well the tight ends actually been blocking this year. The blocking's improved from the tight end room. He's responsible for that. Now, this is just hearsay. I heard, being that from the Penn State game on, that he was pretty much the one taking over the offensive line. I don't know how true that is, but that was hearsay. But if that is so, we did see the offensive line improve drastically down the road. So if he's the guy responsible for that, then I'm more than okay with this hire for sure.
All right, Guns.
Yeah, I like it. I do agree. If people say it's a safe hire, because obviously it was an internal hire, but he deserved it. The way he's recruited the tight end room, the way he's developed that tight end room, he deserves this opportunity. He's got experience. He's got a first rounder, Tyler Smith, I believe is his kid name, out of Dallas Cowboys. He's definitely understands the position, how to get these kids. So portal is going to be key for him, I think. I think he realizes that. The great thing is, he's lives with the director of recruiting, right? So she's probably going to help him out just a little bit, as we can see. So, but yeah, I think it's a great hire for us.
Yeah, and shout outs to them. They just had a child too, so congrats to them. But yeah, I like the hire. He has experience with doing offensive line, so that's great. He has the mentality of it. So we just need to see some movement on that line. Just to in the portal, we lost out on Eugene Brooks, right?
Yeah, went to UCLA,
and he went to UCLA. And if we would have told him about that hire just one day early, I hear that things could have been different. Wow. So that's just one thing that's just really frustrating about Lincoln.
I'd say the Pregnon situation probably played a factor, I'd imagine. Hey, I'm okay with him coming in and competing with Lonnie Noah, for the other guard spot. But I just, given the fact that we know about Pregnon, it just seems like that had some play in not reaching out, but they should have reached out, I think, regardless. I think we can agree with that. But
all right, shout outs to Christian Ragland. Really appreciate you, buddy. $5. You said I'm late. Is Pregnon really staying for next season? PP in there in the house tonight. But shout out to Preston being in here. So, but yeah, from what all the reports are saying is he's coming back next year.
So he's coming. So he's coming back next year, not just for the bowl game. He's coming back for the regular season.
It's coming back. Yeah, Hansen officially said it today.
He's expected,
wow.
right?
Yeah.
He said
that was recent. That was recent.
Yeah, that was during practice today.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, that's fantastic news, man. That is
It's great.
news.
He's definitely going to be a leader on this offensive line.
Definitely need him.
And so I'm really excited for that. That definitely helps out the left side. So we just need to really build up that
one
right
less
side.
spot to fill too.
Yeah,
Gotta find a center. Got to find the right tackle. I mean, I am open to seeing what Raymond looks like. Maybe even the Justin kid as well. You know, throughout spring, but probably still need to bring somebody for competition, depth, stuff like that. But I know Wake Forest center just got out there grad transfer. You know, I know
there's a
he
lot
just
of
got
players out
hired,
there.
so I'll give him 12 to 24 hours. But yeah, after that, then we gotta start seeing some movement though.
Yeah,
some movement.
That one is I had my eye on too, guns. We definitely need an experienced center. You know, a guy that's played a lot of ball. But the only question I would have is how fast can he pick up Lincoln Riley's offense in the call?
Smart guy though, right? Yeah. Coming from Wake Forest, gotta be intelligent. So it might be a match, you know.
Right. See, Walter Clark says Hansen had 7 all-conference linemen at Tulsa. Brooks can still flip. Yeah, there's really no real like committing anymore. That's all out of there. That phrase is gone.
Great example is that Michigan D tackle, which sounds like we're involved in. Well, he was the Alabama kid that went to Michigan, but supposedly he signed on the dotted paper, and then a couple hours later he's available now. So it's
another great example is us.
Yeah,
we had
it's fascinating.
It was committed for us to 48 hours, and now he's gone. So it's just they signed a contract. That's basically what it is. It's signing a contract because money talks. So I'm sure if we can keep on Brooks, there's a chance that we can possibly flip him again or flip him. So hopefully Zach Hansen is getting out there, and Preston looks like he's having some technical difficulties. He'll be back when he gets or when he can. But all right, guys, what else about the transfer update? A lot of people are. Let's see, what is the chat really saying? Oh yeah, it's David Payne, right? The Alabama guy, right?
Correct. Yeah, he's the kid that was signed and unsigned, I guess.
So, what do you think? Do you think Lincoln Riley's too focused right now on game planning for the bowl game next week, and that's why we're not seeing an influx of transfers coming over? Or what do you think is the reason for like the lack of a lot of transfers coming to USC? Because we're seeing the whole country going balls to the wall when it comes to getting transfers, but we've only had 3 transfers now.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what?
In terms of commit, 3.
B Jones, let me know what your thoughts on. Like, what do you think is the process that they're going through right now?
Listen, you know, we give Lincoln a lot of crap, but his job is not an easy one, man. He's got to deal with coaching turnover right now. He's got to deal with players retainment. You got to deal with bowl game prep, as well as trying to recruit out of the portal and find those needs. So that's not an easy task, you know. I mean, day in, day out, I'm sure he's from midnight to midnight, all on phones and prepping for everything. He's got a lot on his plate, man. So this is just NCAA football. Not NCAA football, excuse me. This is college football in 2024, man. It's just these coaches are screwed behind the rules of the NCAA or the stupid scheduling of how the NCAA chose to move the portal, the portal windows and signing periods, man. It's unfortunate, man. But it needs to be fixed for sure. So I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been some missteps, or of course, but I mean, we got to give Lincoln Riley a little bit of slack, man. It's not easy to do right now. It's the worst time period in the year, probably.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about what Christian just said here? I think they're waiting on playoff teams, players to hit the portal. I think they not anxious and want to wait to hit the right person.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. There's people jumping in the portal every single day. So you don't want to like strike early and then you could have got a better player, 5 days after, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's a little bit of that game being played. But I mean, my biggest fear, man, is the fact that maybe USC isn't an attractive location for certain portal players to go to, right? So I hope that's not the case. I hope it's more organizational, and and we're still a place that people want to go. And there's been great examples of guys coming here in the last 2 years and making it to the NFL and doing great things. So everything makes sense, man. Carlos Nicholson tweeted about it today. Like, why wouldn't you want to come here? There's spots open. It's a prestigious university. Great coaching staff, but I don't know. Maybe not everybody feels like that. Why does this kid go to UCLA? I can't answer that question.
Like they have a lot of momentum. UCLA does, because they just hired the offensive coordinator from Indiana, so that's kind of attractive. And it's just, I think there's a negative stigma right now on USC. I don't know what is being said out in that transfer portal verse. I'm sure these transfers are talking to each other maybe about it. Like it just, we don't know what's being said about USC.
Just the optics of everything, man, that's been going on. Like all the transfers that we been losing. These are all 5-star guys, and you see them go out all in one portal cycle like that. It kind of draws the alarms. Like, wait, why are these guys leaving? These guys are all starters. And so it looks worse than it really is, especially from a production standpoint. But yeah, I mean, once you get past that, which will eventually blow over like it always does, man. Everybody be forgetting about who left in a couple of weeks. Once we start
Can I ask you guys a question real quick?
Go for it.
All right, we saw a lot of stuff that was going on yesterday. How do you guys feel? What's your opinion on these past Trojans giving their 2 cents about players transferring out and saying smart move, smart man? What
okay.
Your 2 cents on that. I have an opinion on a specific person, and but I want to hear what you guys got to say about that. Hey, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. Trust me.
But, no, we're gonna talk about it. Trust me.
But I got some stuff I can say.
Do we want to say? Are we going to say names?
I'll say names. They're not Trojans no more. I'll say names, but this is the show. So.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So last year, there's a former USC Trojan that has a podcast on YouTube. I'm not gonna mention it because this is your guys' channel, so F the podcast, whatever. But essentially, he has like a training, program facility where guys go, they train there, and then they go to high school, make it to the league, do whatever they do. Right. Damani Jackson was in his program. He did an interview with Damani Jackson, talking about his time at USC. In the interview, Damani Jackson basically shits on USC, shits on the Coliseum, said that there was more fans at Alabama's spring game than he ever saw in the USC Coliseum. Mm-hmm. And then yesterday, I didn't speak on that because Damani was young and he was going to Alabama, and he's dealt with injuries and stuff when he was at USC. A lot of the stuff that we don't know because we don't get that info, right? Because we're on the outside unless you have somebody on the inside. Then yesterday, when Zach comes out, he gives the smart move or smart man, comment when the brothers transfer out, and it's funny because when you watch that podcast, the guy looked at him and he said, "Damani, what was your most memorable moment at USC? Like big play, big third down stop, interception, pick six, whatever." And it took him about 10 seconds to answer, and he basically just said, "Oh yeah, we got to stop on third down." But I don't even remember any big time plays that Damani Jackson had at USC. Do you guys remember it? Because I don't remember not one big time play he had at USC.
Nope.
Not really.
And and you know, Demai Jackson, you know, the kid that got purposely held back to become an elite athlete, which I think is cheating, in my personal opinion. I think it's unethical. And I think it stunts his growth. I think it stunts a lot of athletes' growth. So that's my 2 cents on that. I mean, I think these kids talking on USC, talking on the program, making those comments, man, you're burning bridges, brothers. You're burning bridges, and it's just unnecessary, man. So be careful what you put on the internet, bro, because you're not always going to be up. So that's all I got to say about that.
That I don't understand, pissing off your hometown fan base.
Yeah.
Your neighbors are probably SC fans. Like, you know, I don't understand that one at all. But yeah, as far as the money, man, listen, you had every opportunity to be great here. So you cannot blame anybody at SC, no SC fans, no nothing. It was you on the field. It was you getting burnt. It was you looking lost out there. Like you looking like you never played this game in your life, man. So and you take shots at SC is wild.
You still kind of got burned at Alabama too, so I'm just saying.
Yeah. Alabama didn't even make the playoffs this year, bro. Like,
but as far as the situation that he was speaking on, if you guys don't mind, I do want to get into that a little bit. It just doesn't make sense to me to come off a disappointing season and then try to negotiate. In what league can you do that? Nope. Imagine these dudes being in the NFL coming off a disappointing season like Zachariah had, and then try to up his price to GM.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense, man. That's the thing that I heard about Zach Branch, you know, like and Zion, great people, but bro, Zach Branch had opportunities face this year. And he got hogged down by backers. He got hogged down by ends and safeties. Like, he didn't separate, man. And I truly hope he figures it out, bro. But like, he's not the same player he was. He wasn't that hold your breath kind of guy that we had last season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
just wasn't.
I don't know what happened between this time or last year and this year. Like, things are just, they did not seem to be clicking, and he's very talented. I hope he can figure it out wherever he goes. Just don't go to Oregon. But I just hope he can figure it out and just not try to shit on USC for what happened this year, because he had every ample opportunity. He had the ball in his hands. He had the balls thrown towards him. So it's not like he wasn't getting the targets. Don't try to be like a Deebo Samuels, where you get the ball and then you drop it, right? That was thrown towards your chest. So, but I don't know why these players choose to really speak out like that kind of stuff. It doesn't look good on you. Like, especially when you get into the league, you need to be a professional. And at this point, you're a semi-pro in college football. That's going to come back and possibly hurt you. Like, look what happened to Spencer Rattler. That came back to hurt him, and he dropped way deep in the draft. So your actions still matter in college, like, or at least off the field. So, but yeah, sure. I wish them all the best. Like, I'm not going to try to hope they do bad in their career, but
yeah, definitely don't hope they do bad. But it's just like, when people start talking down the program, it's like, all right, now, bro, like,
right.
What are you up to right now?
Let's talk about this as well. His non whatever, don't contact me. I basically know where I'm going. I think that's the dumbest thing, and that just, like, the school that he goes to should automatically be looked into for tampering. That was Zach Branch that did that. Yeah. Apparently there is a do not contact kind of thing on his in the transfer portal, so that means he already has his mind made up that he knows where he's going, unless he just wants to focus on two schools but see, how would he already know where he wants to focus on if they haven't been putting out feelers for him? Like, third-party agents are clearly tampering with this kid, reaching out to him throughout the season. I can't say clearly, allegedly
Well,
Yeah.
I could tell you that I got information about a month ago that there were some feelers being put out from receivers and on the squad. I can tell you that for sure. At the time, I didn't know exactly who. I had some idea of who, but yes, I now that everything's playing out, this was definitely happening before the portal opened. But I mean, that's college football today, man. Trust me, there's not few people doing it. I promise you that.
If you were told that this is what when NIL is being being put together, if you were told that NIL will be a bidding war on these players, would you have passed this? Would you have been okay with this bill being passed? Yes or no? Joe, give me an answer.
Listen, I'm all for players getting paid, but let's be real about this. Like I've said in previous episodes, man, ain't none of this NIL. Ain't none of this name, image, and likeness. The bill was passed so that players can make money off their name, image, and likeness. Excuse me. Not get paid up front money.
Yep.
So ain't none of this NIL. So it's pretty baffling to me that it just shows how powerless the NCAA is, that they haven't cracked down on this. But I don't know, man. I don't know what to call it. So
is that a yes or no?
Well, sure, yes.
You would have been okay with this.
I'll be okay with it. It was going to happen regardless. Either way, it was going to happen in front of everybody's face or behind the tables. So there was nothing to be done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with most of it. I think my issue is just how we do NIL, what our process is, and how essentially we don't tamper. I mean, every school is doing it to some degree. I'm sure Boise State has done it to some kid, in the FCS programs or something. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no matter what level and tier your program's at, like you're doing it, or at least the agents are coming to you and saying, "Hey, I have such and such. How much are you willing to pay?" Right? I mean, that's basically what's happening. So, I think that's the whole thing with this is, for the most part, I'm okay. It's just USC just doesn't play ball for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would have been okay with you. So you would still said yes that you were okay with
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What about you, Preston?
I would have been okay with it, man, because I would have thought that we were just dominated college football. Being in LA, the huge market, the billionaires, which I'm tired of hearing, because the billionaires don't care about college football. You know how you make billionaires? You know how you make the USC billionaires care? You finish Michigan in Ann Arbor and you stop throwing shovel passes. You know what I'm saying? You run on first down. You finish Minnesota. That's how you get the billionaires to give an F. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we had to do. But yeah, it's on the NCAA because they said we want all of it or nothing. And they don't care about children. They don't care about kids, bro, because most of these people aren't making it to the NFL. So a lot of these kids are going to be in trouble in the future.
Right.
Yeah. I'm all for NIL, but why are we calling this NIL anymore?
Yeah.
I get it's we shouldn't call it NIL. Let's just call it contracts. We're striking a contract.
They're slowly kind of going to that. Like I've seen sometimes when
someone
re-signs with their school,
renegotiated,
agree to a new deal. It's it's pretty interesting how the whole revenue sharing is going.
The slang is being changed, but I don't think we should be using the slang committed anymore. That should be erased from the vocabulary of recruiting.
Yeah.
And recruiting is not even is it even recruiting anymore? Well, it's still recruiting. It is still recruiting because you still have to put your best foot forward. But I don't know. It's just no one knows what commitment means anymore. It's what can you do for me right now?
100%. Pay for play. That's it.
Yep. That's all it is.
It's pay for play. That's been going on for years. Just more just more. It's acceptable now.
Hey, USC administration, if you happen to be listening to this is the time to cheat. I want USC to cheat. There's no rules. There's no rules, man. You can't break any rules. There's no rules. So do whatever you got to do to get these guys in here, man. Like,
yeah. Did you guys see that post of what Urban Meyer was saying to Colin Cowherd?
Yeah.
Did you be
momentum? Yeah. I mean, I think it's real.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
I mean, listen, let's just be real about it. Lincoln Riley, all the luster that was on Lincoln Riley's name when he came in is pretty much gone now, man. So
the honeymoon phase is gone.
Oh, that's been gone. That's been gone. But, there's no one else to blame but himself, though. So, can he still right the ship? That's the question, that everybody's trying to figure out. But as of right now, man, that the brand is taking an even deeper hit than from it was when he got here. So, we got an uphill battle to climb. It's just, are we willing to climb it? Is the question.
And I go back to the question here. I know we haven't talked about it here, so I'm going to word it differently now. What do you think Lincoln Riley can do to build the reputation of USC back up with one change? So keep putting that in. Actually, you know what? Let's go. I'll have you guys answer this question right now. So give us your answers of one thing that Lincoln Riley can do right now that could change some outcomes in USC's future. We'll start with Preston.
Hey, simple, man. Body language. Like his body language, it's a chain reaction, brother. Like if you look like you care, if you saw Kirby up there calling that kid an idiot on the team that was out there going crazy, or celebrating after the game after they lost, brother. Body language. The players see that. Like the team sees that. How hard you look, like how hard you're working, how hard you're recruiting. That's my answer to the question, bro. Body language.
I like that. That's good. That's really good.
Because he's always relaxed, man. There's never an issue.
Yeah, people were talking about how he is not with the team on timeouts, that you can just see him with his face in his playbook. Yeah, that definitely, like, people screenshot that and post it online.
Yeah,
and people see that, recruits see that. So, yeah, that's a good one. Guns.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the body language, but to think of something different. So one thing, right? One thing.
Yes, one thing.
I mean, we're supposedly gonna see this change happen in a few weeks, but GM. I mean, we need to get a person that understands dollars and the breakdown and so on and so forth. Because currently, the current structure right now and everything is just. It's not working. So I would say that outside of the body language.
For sure.
All right, B. Jones.
So I think Guns hit it right on the head, man. That's the number one thing. But what I also like to see is Lincoln restructure that contract and maybe give some of his own funds to NIL.
Hey,
that would definitely help.
I did what you guys said I wouldn't do. I posted it. I did.
Yeah, I did see that. You did say that.
I like that tweet.
Right.
God, yeah, no, that a lot of teams have done that, or a lot of coaches have done that. Jim Harbaugh has done that. The head coach at Florida State, what's his name? I can't remember.
Norvell.
Mike Norvell. There you go. Brian Kelly. Sports Geek said Brian Kelly did it. Did he do it at Notre Dame, or was it at LSU?
But listen, man, it really says a lot.
I recall something happened when he was struggling, and they had to bring in new coordinators and all that.
Right. It says a lot though when you do that, man. It tells you that I'm willing to do what it takes to win.
Yeah.
I'm not here for my own selfish gain. I'm here to actually do it. Because I'll be honest with you, man. At times I even question Lincoln, like, are you trying to Jimbo Fisher us, man, or what? What's going on? Because some of the things he does just doesn't make much sense to me, man.
Yeah, like that one timeout right before the half, that annoyed me.
Yeah, I'm not even just talking about on the field stuff. Just, off the field, on the field is just like, hold on, man, you got to be purposely trying to screw us. Like sometimes it feels that way, man. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah,
so
Mike Gundy did it at Oklahoma State. So
right.
you're getting paid all this big bucks, but you're underperforming. Like if I were to do a review on you, you would be not meeting expectations.
Well, check this out. Check this out, BC. If a player is underperforming, he's not going to go give them money that following year, right? We just saw
Facts.
that. So why don't you hold yourself to that same standard?
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah. A lot of great points, and like he doesn't seem team first at this point. He's just more about himself.
No. Yeah. What I wonder, man, is like, I'm gonna be careful how I say this, man. I really hope that the players on his team and the kids coming in view Lincoln as like, somewhat of a father figure, bigger brother, somebody that could go to, really have a bond with, right? Because sometimes when I just look at the interaction, Eddie Kaplitsky, I hope I'm saying that right. He won
Shaplitsky.
Shaplitsky,
yeah.
Won the Ray guy, and they had a little intimate video that they did and stuff like that, and didn't really pass a vibe test for me. I'll be honest, man. I felt a little way just about the interaction. Yeah, I don't know if you guys picked up on any of that, but I just wonder, man.
He just felt acting like he was obligated to do this just to make Eddie feel good.
Yeah, there was a camera in the room, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna judge it too hard, but seemed a little strange. Just my personal opinion.
For me,
I didn't catch that.
For me, my thing is, I think Lincoln Riley really needs to focus on being a head coach and give up his play calling duties. I think hiring an offense coordinator will definitely take a lot of stress off him, and so he can work on his game management, and he can focus on just being with the team and coaching the team as a whole, like offense and defense. Because right now he's just buried in his little playbook, which speaks to the body language. So he needs to focus on the team rather than what next play he's going to be calling. He can give his 2 cents, but we need another offensive mastermind that will call these plays, and I think we would see a huge difference, and I think it'll definitely make things a little bit more successful. But I also want to do a little what grinds my gears right now. How is Eddie Chapliski a third-team All-American?
Oh man,
he wins the Ray Guy Award. And he gets third-team All-American behind the FSU quarterback or punter is because they punted a lot more because they were garbage. So they punted a lot. So what the hell? How is this guy who wins the best punter award the third best punter?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Make it make sense.
But that's what they do, man. It's like Travis Hunter being the best defensive player, but you don't give him a Thorpe. It's like, all right, bro. That's the position they play.
Like whoever is in the AP poll, they're stupid. They clearly don't watch. They probably watched Florida State more because it was just fun to watch them get destroyed. So they saw him more often. But it just makes no sense. It really doesn't. But
yeah, I have no answers to that. I cannot make it make sense. I'm sorry.
Walter Clark says Floyd Picard said one of the reasons he chose USC was for Coach Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, listen, Lincoln has a mouthpiece, man, for sure. He can recruit. He's a solid guy. We heard from Mama Coach right here on this channel that Lincoln Riley is a very family-oriented guy.
Yeah,
so he makes everyone feel like family. So there's definitely some good qualities about Lincoln, as a football coach.
Yeah, but he needs to really feel the heat because it doesn't feel like he feels the heat.
Yeah.
Like he says that they were going to attack the portal, and we've seen just little slaps at the portal. Like he's not attacking it. We don't know if this is just him waiting for the other teams, like the big teams that are in the playoffs to do that. But they've already had players hit the portal. Like Texas has had players hit the portal. Like Georgia has had players hit the portal.
Well, here's the thing: people are gonna have to cut their rosters down to 105. So whether the teams that are fighting for a championship right now, they're not really focused on that right now, cutting their rosters down. So there will be a decent size exodus from those teams eventually. So I'm probably I'm hoping Kristen's right about that, because we're like guys that come from winning programs and have some understanding, winning cultures, and probably did contribute to winning, or just not completely happy with their playing time or whatever the case. So we'll see how that goes. And plus, there's so many names in the portal right now that you have to sift through everybody, watching all these films and make sure you're getting the right guy. And if you can get a guy for less that can be more productive, I'm sure seems like that's the strategy right now. Why not? Being that we have so many holes to fill, I'm pretty sure that's the strategy.
Yeah. But I hope that's the strategy here, but I'm trying to remain positive, and it's rough. So,
all right. What else we got?
Let's see, what else do we have that we can think of here. Let us know in the chat if you guys have any questions for us that you would like us to address. But I also want to talk about how we are kind of taking a seat back behind Little Bro and CU. Like, there's a lot of teams that are currently just outperforming us when it comes to the transfer portal. Like Caden Salter from I forgot what school he was at. Liberty just transferred to CU. That's a big pickup. Like he's gonna push. I almost said Dylan Rayola, but Juju Lewis, that's his name. I pretty much kind of forgot about him at that point. But I don't know. It's just I'm seeing all these other lower teams that we should clearly be outperforming. Just like there was that one, I saw a graphic of USC stocks going down to the trash and CU stocks are going up. That's kind of what it feels like.
I was a CU fan who made that, so I wouldn't.
But does it not feel like it though? We are the polar opposite of what CU was year one to what our year one was.
See, I'm gonna tell you like this: is our stock really going down though? I mean, like I said, the optics look worse than it actually is. Because think about it, our offense last year just had too many mouths to feed. So us losing that caliber of player is not necessarily a bad thing, especially with all the receivers that we have that didn't even get to see any playing time. Pretty good players, man. I'm telling you, watch this bowl game. DJ Jordan, you're gonna surprise a lot of people.
He's healthy, right?
What's that?
He's healthy, right?
As far as I know, yeah.
Did you say DJ Jordan? You mean Rich? Is it Jordan?
Xavier Jordan. DJ. Yeah, his name is DJ.
But yeah, I really hope that we see some players that were just diamonds in the rough that didn't really get the time to shine, and that we do focus on trying to get a number one receiver like Makai and Jacoby. They're going to be our duo. We need a dynamic duo, and I hope they show out again this year like they did last year in the Louisville game.
Yep. And we got a couple of freshmen coming in that can really take the top off, man. So
yeah.
We're going to be a very young team next year.
Yeah. Yep. But that is the thing, right? In terms of Zach Branch being out, I think those young guys, look at the Riley Wormley tape, man. Guy flies, right? And then Romero Ison, same thing. Guys flying up the field, very similar to Zach Branch, man. No knock on Zach Branch, but they could do the exact same thing Zach Branch did his freshman year. I truly believe that. So Like,
Yep.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. Let's see here. What are people saying in the chat here? Oh, as far as we know, Jacoby is staying. He's practicing, so
Yeah.
and he's been kind of reacting to some of the players leaving and seeming really upset. So it definitely sounds like he is staying. So that's definitely good. Like him and Lemon, they balance each other out. I feel like because Lane is the guy that's going to take like he's going to be your 50-50 ball guy, and Makai is definitely just like the number one slot guy who can go across the middle, and he's like we've been saying all year, Amon-Ra St. Brown-esque. So,
Yeah.
and he's been returning kicks. He's been doing great at that. So I wonder who's going to be returning punts.
Don't want to put too much on his plate, but
Yeah, but who's going to be returning punts? Like
whoever wins the job, man.
true.
Yeah,
Whoever can make an impact.
just quit.
Right.
Just make sure you don't fair catch as much.
Ooh, a little shot there, like a chin. Okay. Oh, yeah. We did get a retention win. I forgot this, BC. Got to mention earlier, we did get a retention win yesterday. Apparently, Cam Fountain was up for negotiation, and they were able to sell everything out, and come to an agreement. So thank God we were able to keep Cam
Was that
Fountain.
public?
No, it wasn't supposed to be public, but we got idiots like Tony Jones, Bears guardian, who want to put other people's business out there, which just being immature online as we've seen him do all year long.
Yeah, he's been having our name in his mouth a lot lately.
Yeah, man. He put out a tweet saying that just wait till you lose your star freshman defensive lineman or something like that, something stupid. And then, of course, everybody started blowing up Mama K on Twitter. I reached out to her myself. So I'm guilty. But, we
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I mean, we got a relationship. She's been here on the show. We speak.
Exactly.
So, she let me know that everything's all right. So everything's good to go, man. So thank God we still got Cam, man. Cam loves USC, and so does his mother. So it would have taken a lot of some ridiculousness to for him to leave. So I'm glad that I was able to work out. But
Yeah.
But that's
And
the apparently. Go ahead.
I was going to say, apparently, Luca Evans just posted that Brandon Shelby has confirmed that he will be entering the portal.
You said
He will?
He won't.
Oh, okay.
You got to be clear. You got to emphasize.
Won't.
Wow, I was about to say.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, like it was in an interview. There's a video of him saying that. So
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
so
Awesome.
that's definitely good for us.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. I'm sure you've been aware of like these NFL like players like leaving games and stuff like that, and like quitting. Like, how do you think these multiple stop kids from college are going to be evaluated if they make it to an NFL combine one day?
Well,
Think these kids are going to get drafted if they have like 4 or 5 stops in college or 3 stops?
I think Bear's going to get drafted.
Yeah.
So Preston, you remember? You probably seen my video on that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say what I said then.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, when these NFL GMs and scouts inquire about you, they will go and ask your 3rd grade teacher about you, how you was as a kid. They're gonna ask everybody that they're about to invest all this money into you. They want to know exactly who they're getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when
100%.
you scoring all these coaches, what do you think they're gonna have to say about you? Especially if you have coaches who come from NFL backgrounds. Who you think they're gonna go to first?
Mm-hmm.
Guys that they know. These coaches that have NFL backgrounds that they know. They're buddies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these kids got to think about all that. It's just a lot of blind leading the blind right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got parents and these fake agents out here trying to, advise these kids, and they really have no clue what they're doing. First off, the NFL product is going to go down because nobody's getting developed. Everybody's just hopping from school to school, right? Just to find a little bag. So NFL is going to step in eventually. Like, yo, what's going on here? NCAA, do something, you know. And then 2, you can't, like I said, mentioned earlier, you can't come off a bad season and try to negotiate. Nowhere on earth, not your job. Imagine, we all have day jobs here, I would imagine. Imagine going to your boss after underperforming, trying to renegotiate your salary. In what world?
Get out of my office, man. Yeah.
In what world?
Yeah.
Like, so,
they gonna see though when they get to the real world.
yeah, they're gonna find out the hard way, man.
It's tough out here, man. It's gonna make you cry, man. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're gonna have some issues, man. When they have to answer those questions, whew, it's gonna be tricky.
Yep.
Yeah, but either way, I still it's a what can you do for me right now kind of league. So
Exactly. You got guys committing crimes and stuff like that, so and getting drafted. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it starts in high school as well. You see a lot of guys making wrong decisions, man, going to programs that they don't even fit in just for the money. Mm-hmm. And then they end up in the transfer portal eventually. You know, they end up in the transfer portal. So it starts there. And then you got guys leaving schools that they fit perfectly into. So I didn't put out a tweet. I started to tweet this out, but I didn't want to seem like I was doing it out of anger. So I held off. But the whole God's plan thing, you see all these kids putting God's plan in it. Listen, it was God's plan when you were in high school, when you were praying to him every day, asking him to show you the way. And he showed you, you committed to that school, right? That was God's plan. Now you're trying to operate your plan.
Yeah.
The man upstairs.
You're right. Stop blaming God for this, please. Leave God out of this. Stop.
You're gonna have people disliking God, like, dang it, God, why'd you make me go over there?
Gotta stop with the God's plan. Gotta stop with the respect my decision. We don't have to respect your decision. We respect human beings, but we don't have to respect your decision.
Right.
I would respect your decision if you told me how much they paid you.
Yeah. And in terms of God's plan too, I tweeted out today. I'm like, bro, God's plan is for you to be the best version of yourself. Sometimes you gotta go through trials and tribulations. You gotta go through tough times. I personally have gone through stuff. I'm sure you guys have gone through stuff.
Right.
I've been fired from a job, and then on the other end, it was the best career of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things, you gotta make it.
God don't want selfish people.
Yeah, exactly, man. You gotta fight. God wants you to fight on, bro. And fight.
God don't like ugly.
Exactly. Listen, we all go through.
Oh man.
Right, we all go through things, but we have to go through. That's the point. The word is to go through, not around, not over. You have to go through it. God takes us through things to get to the other side, make you a better
Money
person.
is the root of all evil.
Exactly. So,
but hey,
killing me with this, man.
I feel like it needs to be like the NFL where we know what they're getting. Like, just be candid. Like, no one's gonna hate on you if you're getting $5 million. Like, I can't hate on that.
But Blackie Chan, the thing about that is, if you're getting 5 mil, 10 mil, whatever, and you dropping passes, you gotta be prepared. People gonna be on your ass. So
hey, all I'll be saying is that I can't hear you. There's money in my ears.
Yeah, I hope that's how they feel. You feel me? That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Like you have to, like in this new era, you do got to be thick-skinned because people are going to say the meanest things about you, like oh, they're just chasing the bag and all this stuff and whatever. So, like if you can't take it, then you might as well just not be in this industry at that point. But what do you guys think about what the AD from Alabama said? He says like. He says like called out schools for using promises of $1 million paydays to lure away our players, and then he says it is time for Bama Nation to fight back. Do you think he means that they're going to start going all in on NIL? Like what do you guys take away from that?
I just think that was a war cry for his donors.
Yeah,
that's all. Yeah, it just sounds like he's trying to rile his donors up to donate.
Well, it's good that Alabama's a football school and people care about football out there. So, like, if Jen Cohen probably said it out here, they'd be like, "What?" Like,
yeah.
I mean, because
Yeah.
Bama would be a big hypocrite to say anything like that about paying people, like as if they weren't paying people for the past 20 years
True.
under the table. How else do you get people to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, especially coming from California? But
Yeah, that Bama fan base. I mean, yeah, definitely a war cry. I mean, that Bama fan base is amazing, though, man. You play football at Bama, you're taken care of for the rest of your life until you're 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? So they're just trying to ramp up a little bit because not everybody can really do what they've been doing, for the last 50 years. But regardless,
in all essence, if you come to USC, you're set for life as well. But
yeah, that's the truth.
What do you guys think about what Gil just said here? Who would you guys say is our best recruiter? And people are saying Coach Henny. Like Matt Entz was a good recruiter.
Belk is pretty nasty though. I'm not gonna lie.
Belk is been lighting it up.
Yeah, Belk is kind of hot right now.
He's an unsung hero right now.
Yeah, this is why I say Belk. Look at the 25 class, right? You see us trying to pull kids out of the South compared to the 26 class.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see them trying to pull kids from the West, right?
Yeah,
and succeeding in both, which means that he can do it anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Prediction is picking up though.
Opposed to some other coaches who are just regional. They know their home base and that's it. You know what I mean? But you see Belk, he's tapping in with these coaches out here. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Exactly. And Guns' prediction is probably going to be true. It could be over 65% Cali kids. So good thing I didn't bet any money. So
easy.
But,
I would agree with Tenny. Agree with Belk. Someone else, Hansen. I mean, I know he just got promoted, but when he was a tight end coach, Walker Lyons, we got a kid out of Georgia. I mean, it's not easy to do. Walter Matthews. So I mean, he gets the guys that he wants. So excited to see what he can do with the linemen.
See, it's easy to say Coach Henny because of Thanos coming on board, and a lot of people are enjoying that. But I want to say Luke Hurd, because he kind of was playing behind the scenes while we were getting played by Juju, and he kept in contact with our number one recruit right now. So I think he has to be I'll put him as our best recruiter right now because he closed for us, unlike Lincoln Riley. So what Preston, did you give your number one recruit?
Well, I did say Henny, but now when I I don't want to criticize. I don't want to be negative on Henny. We've lost some defensive lineman recruits that we had, and so it's hard for me to say he's the best recruiter because we've lost like about 6 defensive lineman recruits. So, but Belk is high. I think Belk is probably the most versatile. He's versatile, just like B. Jones said, he's able to come out here and really focus on the West Coast, and he's done an excellent job so far. So, yeah, I think Belk might be the best so far right now.
Yeah. Really quick shout outs to the 79 people in chat right now. Definitely go ahead and like and subscribe, share, and definitely subscribe to Preston's Paradise on YouTube. Definitely give him a follow on Twitch as well. Not Twitch, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. He's always putting out some good tweets out there. So definitely give him a follow. But I have a question for you guys here. I know I was kind of hesitant about it a while ago, but I've been negative on him a lot. But what if somehow SC got prime? Like Deion Sanders, how do you think that would turn out? We're a long ways away from ever thinking about getting him, but do you think we would have similar success that he's having right now?
You want me to go?
Preston's out, dude.
Yeah.
Preston's out.
Who's first?
Preston's out. I scared him away.
I'll give
it to Guns.
Go ahead, Guns.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical. Yeah, Ken, right? You did jump in the wrong time. Um, hmm. I think he would do good. I mean, himself is a brand. USC is a brand. You do have to give him credit for his coordinator hires that he made this offseason and what kind of transpired this season with them. Especially I think on the defensive side, I didn't expect them to be um, as good. I guess there were some moments where they were better than anticipated. My opinion. So yeah, I do think it'd be good. My hurdle, I guess, is the administration. Like him in that administration would probably bump heads, just like constantly. Like
It would, yeah.
that would be the one thing that would just be that could hold us back with them. But I mean, you could say that with anyone. I mean, that's holding us kind of back right now with Lincoln in a way. So,
let me ask you this thing, guys. Is that a prime problem or would that be a administration?
I think that's that's us. So it's not a prime problem. So,
Okay.
But yeah.
What about you, Preston?
You guys asked what if Prime was a coach. I'm sorry, my internet's tweaking right now, bro. I don't know what's going on.
How would you feel if we hired Primetime?
I think it's a movie, man. I think we would dominate. I'm not even gonna lie. Gotta keep it 100, bro. Dion in LA would be an unstoppable train, in my opinion. So that's all I gotta say about that.
All right, B. Jones.
This Preston hit it right on the head, man. I think it'd be a match made in heaven. All the charisma that Prime has, bring that to LA. Look at all the celebrities that fly to Colorado just to go see him. You know what I mean? You think they wouldn't drive down to the Coliseum, drive down Dado, and then, you know what I mean? Just come on, man. It would be like the Carroll days, probably times 100. To be honest.
So let's go this a little bit further. Okay, we have another down year, unfortunately, right? Let's say we're 7-5, 6-6 this next season, which would be insane. And then Colorado, has another good season, right? 10-2, 9-3. Let's just say. Is Jen Collins is Prime one of the options? He probably might tell us no, but like pull the trigger, just pull the trigger right there.
Yeah, so I will give my answer to my question though. I have to concede, like he's done a lot better than I thought he would, and I would I'd be okay with it. Like his whole recruiting philosophy, I thought wouldn't work, and look what he's doing right now. And I think him just what he's doing at CU to what he is doing, what he could do at USC under the right administration. Like I'm sure Jen Cohen wouldn't hire him, but or who knows? But I think he would easily get the boosters back into wanting to donate to USC. I think he could change the how the boosters see USC. Like sure, it could be rough the first year, like it has been with every first year that he has going back to his HBCU days, but I think he could really kind of shake things up with USC and bringing it back to like the Hollywood days, and that's what people want. Like I feel like that would easily bring recruits over to USC even more, and he's a God-fearing man, and like recruits love that, and he has an infectious personality. Like, what personality are we seeing from Lincoln? Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's definitely the complete opposite of Lincoln Riley, man. But
yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, Guns. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I apologize for jumping in. So
yeah, no. What was your question again?
I mean, basically, like, we kind of already talking about it, but like, let's say we have another bad season. SC pulls the trigger and hires a new coach, and Dion's probably one of the options. You guys think, or do you think, regardless, I guess, Lincoln's with us another year after next year?
Well, based on things that I have heard, that Lincoln cannot have another year like this again, from what I heard. So,
It's playoff or bust,
yeah,
or playoff
especially
or
with this, the schedule being so favorable, there's no more excuses. This is year 4. You have a favorable schedule. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm Jim Cohen, I would make the call.
yeah. I
Answer your
mean,
question.
it wouldn't be a bad thing to make. Like, I don't know anyone else that we could possibly steal when it comes to money wise, because I feel like we could. I think we could pay what he wants at USC over what CU would offer him, and I know he's a loyal dude, and yeah. So I think we could make a good run at him.
I guess that's a better question then, because yeah, I mean, I agree. So like, Prime's a fit. What about Indiana's coach, Signetti? Right? I mean, he's probably gonna do good next year, and team out there, program's gonna want him. Like, is he an option to you guys as well?
He's an option for me.
Yeah, he's definitely he's done less with more. More with less. So imagine if he had the resources here,
Absolutely.
I don't know what Fred is saying or Joe is saying. Lane is leaving, and then Fred says,
I think it was the other one. They losing everyone, lost the locker room.
Okay.
I think that's what he's saying about you, right?
I started refreshing Twitter. I was like, what?
Yeah, no.
I think Jacoby's locked in, man. I think we're good.
Yeah. But yeah, like,
I agree.
Who else do you think would be a viable replacement? Like, who could we go after?
Drop some names, chat.
What about?
I mean, you could always bring up Lane. I think since he's at Ole Miss, I mean, I think he's one call away from always leaving that program, regardless of how good they're doing and the portal and so on and so forth. So I think he could be a name.
What about a guy that has been growing on us a lot lately, Kenny Dillingham?
It's not bad. I like Dillingham.
I'm sure
he really wants to leave his home school. He loves it. Loves Arizona. Born and raised Tempe. So like, I know that might sound wild because it's ASU, but I mean,
did he go to ASU or?
Yeah, I believe he went there for college, but I know like in high school he got hurt his senior year and went straight to coaching. Just became a coach since like his senior year of high school. So
yeah, I mean, Sports Geek says after the buyout, what could USC afford to give? I mean, I'm sure the donors will, if they're willing to pay the buyout for him. I'm sure they're willing to go after a good head coach, a good quality head coach. I'm sure. I don't know what Deion is getting paid at CU, but I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Oh man, yeah, I want that coach at that green and yellow school, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a good coach over there, bro. Up in the Pacific Northwest.
He would hate it here.
Listen, I would have to give him credit too, man.
Yeah,
I hated him at first, but his players definitely love playing for him.
Is Raul here?
So.
And guys, I'm telling you, like one of my favorite Trojans of all time, Brian Cushing. He has a story about why he went to USC. His dad wanted him to go to Notre Dame, and he went to USC because he looked on TV and he saw how much fun they were having. When I watch that team play, it makes me want to throw up because they look like they're having so much fun. He looks fiery. He's running up and down the sidelines like who?
Yeah.
Like Pete. And
I hate the fact that I was
disgusting, bro.
Hating on these coaches, and now you just looking at them like, that's what we need.
You can feel it. That's exactly what we're supposed to have.
Pete Carroll was doing all of that before any of these people were coaching, probably. And everyone was just like saying how fun it was just to watch USC and Pete Carroll coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't look fun. Like Danton Lynn, like when he gets fired up, that's great, and we love that. We love that fact that he has handshakes with these players. Lincoln Riley probably don't have a handshake with none of these guys. I can't see him doing it.
Danton Lynn's gonna be a good head coach someday.
I don't see him doing these fancy handshakes with any of these guys. He just looks.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta have that bond, bro.
He still has time to build that, though. He's still young, and I'm just trying not to be so negative on him.
Yeah,
man, it's not even that. It's just look like when you look at these other teams' sidelines, man. It's just look like there's just more life over there. You know?
And I feel like there was life at the very beginning because we had those towel guys, and they were just like super excited every time. Hey, I know everyone hated on those towel guys, but I enjoyed it. It just showed energy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. You guys remember, man. I said it after the Notre Dame game, man. They just came out lifeless, man. Like there was they wasn't about to play in the rivalry game. They just ran out the tunnel like it was just another BS game. Like you could tell, man. They was just already done, with the season, and they literally got punched in the mouth. So
I want to see fire like in our coaches, in our head coach when he's talking about these rivalry games, but when I hear Lincoln talk about it, it's just like another game. Exactly. It's not another game. It's like almost 100 years, actually probably 100 years when it comes to Notre Dame of just back and forth, like going at each other, and then UCLA. That's like we wear the same home jerseys, and like we have the same history that Michigan and Ohio State have, and like we have that same animosity towards these other teams. But like when you see UCLA's head coach Deshaun Foster talk about the game against UCLA and USC, there's fire, but Lincoln Riley doesn't have that fire because he doesn't know the history, and like he may know the history, he just doesn't really choose to like buy into it or like build that intensity up that it is a rivalry game. Like I'm sure since he's from Texas, he has that same fiery emotion when it comes to the Red River rivalry, and you can see it because he grew up with that. But when it comes to these Notre Dame UCLA games, like it just doesn't feel like it means that much to him.
Straight facts, man. Agree on that 100%. Like I need to see the intensity, bro. I need you to raise your voice. Like I need you to curse somebody out on the sideline, bro. Get into somebody, like show you can't, like show effort, bro. Show intensity. Like it's just not there, bro. When's the last time you guys saw him even scream at somebody on the sidelines? I've never seen it. Not one time. How is this possible?
Was it Lane Kiffin when he had the AD come down from the stands just to yell at the refs? Like, I mean, Lane Kiffin has a lot of energy, and I love to see that.
Yep.
And I just like, I'm sure he has passion for the game. It just doesn't show. I want to see it. Like, I want to see breaking headsets. I want to see breaking whatever, something. Just give me some life and some emotion.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I agree with you 100% on that.
B. Jones, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pat myself on the back because I think that's the best thing I've ever said this whole year.
Somebody got to show you love, right?
Yeah, you're doing it. At least Preston's on my side.
Yeah, man. Straight facts right there.
Yeah. We got anything else? I mean, we tried not to make this a Lincoln session.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's got to get corrected, man. I mean, listen, we've been saying the same things about this guy since he's been here, and there's only so much you can take as a fan base. So I hope he knows that we're getting fed up, man. As a fan base, we're definitely getting. I mean, people that I talk to is like, it's a lot of people who are like, I'm not spending another red cent of my hard-earned money on this program, you know, on tickets and everything, just because they're tired of being disappointed, man. So,
Yeah.
Lincoln, you got to get together, man.
So Dale said, Kiffin got tarmacked. Can you imagine what Hayden would have done with Riley after a 6-6 season? Leave him on the bus.
Yeah. I mean, that contract is at this point, but
It's probably leaving him in Maryland, dude.
So you think it would have happened at the Maryland game?
Probably. I wouldn't surprise me with him. With Hayden.
Hey, that's one thing that he was passionate about the program. Pat Hayden.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. He wasn't a good AD, but he was passionate.
Yeah, definitely better than what was it, Swan, or who was the other one after him?
Swan.
Yeah, just too busy going golfing instead of actually doing his job and stuff like that.
He just wants that title.
Who was the other AD that kind of had some issues going on? The one
Bone?
Mike Bone.
Yeah, Bone. Yeah, yeah.
I'll be honest, bro. We could get any type of AD in here, bro. You could be shiesty. You could do whatever you want, bro. We just got to get players, and that's all I care about, brother. If you're gonna bring that money,
I want you to be actually passionate. Well, I can't say Jen Cohen's not passionate. She's done a great job when it comes to fundraising and all that stuff. So I don't know, but we'll see. All right. Did you guys want to try to get some fans in here to give a little?
Yeah, we try this link and see what we got.
we're over the threshold of our hour, and I know Preston. I don't know if you have anything else you got to be doing here, but we really appreciate you being on here and giving your 2 cents. You've done a great job here, so
appreciate you guys, man. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Thanks for having me, man.
But yeah, I put it in the chat if you guys want to join in. We'll give you guys another 4 minutes to show up, or maybe less than that, because we all have lives outside of this as well. I'm sure my wife is. I think she's watching. She says she's been watching it lately, so hopefully I hear her laugh in the next room because I made this comment. But if not, she might be mad at me for saying that. But
yeah, so are we all mobbing up to Oregon next season?
It's at USC, or no, it's at Oregon, right?
It's at Oregon. They screwed us.
Yeah. You thinking about going to the game?
I'm for sure probably gonna be at that game. I'm thinking about gonna be at Michigan and Oregon. Those are the two for sure.
I want to go to Notre Dame as well. Before the rivalry ends, I want to go to South Bend.
I feel like that can't.
Yeah, you went a couple years ago, right? Like last.
Yeah, I went the year before. Yeah, I went last year. Last season. Yeah. It was dope, man. None of these idiots that call me racial slurs and throw personal attacks on Twitter said anything in my face. So you know what I'm saying. The Notre Dame people are cool in real life. They're pretty soft. So.
Those are just keyboard warriors that just hide behind their screen. Like LSU fans were chill, except for one guy who started talking shit about my sister. That's the one thing you don't do. Like
that's crazy.
If you're gonna do that, I'm gonna beat your ass. But other than that, just like the Minnesota fans, they were great. Like they were nice. Like they shook my hand afterwards. One guy who was super drunk was offering me to buy me a beer while he was talking shit to me. So it was funny. One guy wanted to hang out after the game or whatever. Like we exchanged numbers. Like he let me hit you up after the game or whatever. I was like, whatever, my guy.
For the most part, man, the Big Ten. So far, the teams that we play this season, their fan base has been pretty cool, man. Nebraska fans can't wait to go there. That's where I'll be going.
Is Carlon leaving? Let me just refresh Twitter.
Bro,
I will reach out to Carlon myself.
Yeah, I have his number. I'll text him.
Right. He has been on the show. We do have a relationship with Carlon, but I haven't heard anything about Carlon leaving. So it doesn't make sense for him to leave. Everything's wide open for him here.
Yeah, like he's going to have ample playing time. Like I'm sure he's going to be playing in this game. I'm hoping he is, but
if healthy.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like he's been dealing with an injury, right?
Yes, put.
So
Oh,
I'm hoping he chooses to stay.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
I haven't heard anything.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I think he understands he likes Henny. There's always been that rumor that next year they want him to be the nose guard. At least compete for it. I know that's what we're still looking for in the portal, which is totally understandable. Got to get competition and depth. So, I mean, I think can be in the rotation at least. So,
Yeah.
Right.
He said Carlon Jones made a comment that he didn't come to USC for football.
Right. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the video of the interview that we did with him here on this channel, I urge you to go check that out, man. He has a lot of aspirations that, for things outside of football that he can definitely get done here in Los Angeles, especially where he's located. So he's into fashion and things of that sort. So, I mean, there's no better place for him to be.
For sure.
Yeah, he has his own clothing line that he's starting. So,
Right.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think those young guys that we got are super talented, man. I'm happy to see Jade as we come into next season. Carlon, Bulla, all these guys, man. They got a lot of potential, man. And I got so much belief in this coaching staff too to really
defensive side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defensive side. I got faith in the offensive side as well, man. I got faith in all the coaches, but
there's one coach that we're kind of iffy on the offensive side, but
yeah.
Wait, I'm interested to see who you're going to say. Who are you referring to right now? Because I know a coach that I'm kind of iffy on right now. Yeah.
Dennis Simmons.
Okay. We're on the same page. All right, just checking. All right.
Like our wide receivers have not the only one good season that we had when it comes to our wide receivers was the Jordan Addison. Well, last year was pretty good with our Todd Washington, and
Brendan.
And Brandon. So it just those guys are just already skilled, and they already had some they were already. These are players that have come in under Dennis Simmons and that he's been trying to mold, and it just doesn't seem like it's there.
Well, to his defense, right? The guys that have underperformed, which is ironically the two guys that are in the portal, right? They are also two-sport athletes, and were not there during the spring and half the summer, which is when you do most of your development. So, of course, that's not Dennis Simmons' fault, but I mean, the fact remains there has been words that have been put out that Dennis Simmons is kind of lazy, man. He's a lazy coach and doesn't really do much. So I don't know how true that is. Obviously, we're not in practice. We don't get to see. But I'm hoping that's not the case, man. But the word has been put out there. So, it kind of has me looking into it. Yeah.
That's a great point, though, because with Deuce playing baseball and then Zach doing the track thing, that hasn't really been something that crossed my mind. Although it was on my mind when I was thinking about who might jump in. I thought that Deuce was happy with his baseball situation at USC, and I thought he might have stayed because of that. I thought that might have been an extra star on our end to keep him, but obviously that ship is sailed. But yeah, that's facts, man. Missing that time that definitely could have affected development.
Right.
All right. No one's been jumping into the lobby here, so I think unless there's something you guys want to put out there, Jeff just now get into the show. Welcome, Jeff. But is there anything you guys want to mention before we head out?
No, Preston, I'm not mistaken, you guys are going on right after this, right? You too?
Yeah, Tim had to do a doctor's thing. The show is probably gonna start maybe after 11 or maybe 11:30 Eastern. So I don't know. So maybe like in like an hour, maybe 45
Dang,
okay.
minutes. It's gonna be a little later. It's not gonna be at 10 o'clock, which is 6 minutes. I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
I know
So,
how it feels to be having to start so late. I'm in Minnesota, so it's
bro. I love the opportunity that Tim is giving me and stuff like that, but coming out here at 10 o'clock and doing shows, it's interesting sometimes. But we'll see. We'll see if I can make it tonight, because I do have to wake up at like 4:20 in the morning. So
Jones knows all about that.
Yep.
I wouldn't.
Yep. Shut up, look.
Grind.
All right,
All
guys.
right.
Well, if we have nothing else to really talk about here, a lot of people are talking about Simmons dropping the ball. He's not developing players, so we all agree with that. At least, I don't know if I can speak for everyone, but I agree with that. B. Jones does. What about you, Preston? Do you agree with that?
It's tough, right? Because I feel like Makai has developed pretty good. I think Jacoby has
I think
developed.
he just has a dog in him, though.
Definitely has a dog in him as well, and Jacoby got that dog in him as well.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I love about Jacoby. He catches and mosses people and spins the ball in their face on the ground in their face. Like that reminds me of the USC I grew up on. So I love to see that. So you had a couple guys that hit, and some guys that a lot of missed opportunities, man. Like, it's not all on Dennis Simmons, but so it's hard. I can't put it all on Simmons, but not all of the wide receivers are on the same level. So it's interesting. Maybe the rotation, not being in there enough, that can also affect, you got to keep these receivers occupied and not bored when they're out there.
Well, we need to not have a huge rotation and not let any of them get a rhythm going. Like playing eight receivers at one time, or not one time, but just rotating between 8 receivers. You're not going to get consistent play throughout the whole game, because if like when Jacoby was going off in that Wisconsin game, like, you need to keep pushing the ball to him because he's the hot receiver. But if you just like, oh, I'm going to spread the ball to spread the wealth to everyone, like, that's great and all, but like he'll start going cold, and then he's not going to expect the ball sometimes, and then it's just like, you need consistency.
For sure.
You know what upset me this year?
What up?
Our receivers had issues catching the ball, right? We had a lot of drops this year.
Yep.
But you guys see when Kyron hit the portal and PFF announced it, did you see the stat that they put up?
What, no drops or something like that?
0 drops. What I've been saying all year. Who needs to be on that field? Especially in late games. Kyron and who?
Kyle Ford.
Our most dependable pass catchers. They rarely drop balls this year. Well, Kyron not at all.
I think Kyron had a couple drops. I think Kyron had had a little bit of drops, but not as much as the other guys, for sure. You're definitely 100% on that.
We're in the PFF. He had 0, but I was kind of
PFF is tricky sometimes, though. I saw it, but PFF they were a little tricky.
Yeah, Jacoby was pretty good. He had a few early on in that, especially in that first game against Utah State. But overall, when he did get the chance, he did make some nasty catches. So, and Makai, he was pretty reliable. Like, if anything, the only time he dropped the ball was when someone was tugging on his jersey for like 20 seconds. So that other than that, he's a reliable pass catcher. So, like, those two guys probably have the best hands out of the 4 receivers, the 4 sophomore receivers that we had. So,
yeah, I agree.
But Kyron definitely. We don't play Penn State next year, right? Thank God. I cannot have that, because they're having their quarterback come back, and that's a good receiver to have, and so he's not just gonna have a tight end to throw to now.
For real, man.
So he has a number 1 receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if he got over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's capable.
He's one of those receivers that is always open.
I like their offensive coordinator too, man. I like Coach Nicky. He knows how to use what he has.
oh god, like he fed that tight end when we knew it was going to him, and we could do nothing about it.
Yep.
He knew how to get him into the right situation. So, but yeah, all right, we're going to wrap it up here. We're at an hour 30, so this was a good show. Like I was a little nervous with the lack of information coming in, but it definitely helps that we had a great special guest and Preston. Shout out to you, Preston. Go ahead and give him a follow on Twitter, YouTube, all that above, and catch him on. He should be on later tonight with the Voice of College Football, right?
Yeah. We'll see how long it takes Tim to get in. We'll see.
You all know Tim Pringley's show, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And Guns, we're in the national championship, right, against Oregon.
That's right.
So next Tuesday we're going to be taking on Oregon, and we Guns.
Big time game.
I swear to God, if we lose to Oregon, I know Robert will be pissed.
Robert's gonna fly out to Arizona.
Hey, I'm leaving the program, bro. I'm transferring out.
Yeah, I'll transfer.
We lose to Oregon. I'm a transfer, and I'm going straight to Oregon, bro.
I'm sure we'll get the bag from Oregon. So
Yeah, right.
we got the linebacker of the year, I guess, whatever, and E. Jones. So,
That's right.
so, but yeah, all right. Well, that's the show, guys. Keep the torch burning bright, and as always, fight on.